All right, guys. Today is another day, the beginning of another week. So we are going to be looking at the majors starting from EURUSD. Let's just start from DXY, which is the dollar index. So we had a pretty interesting week last week, and it's very interesting trading week. Very interesting because of the NFP. So we're able to pinpoint what the market will do before it does that. So it's kind of a rare knowledge outside. So um, I'm really happy that we are all together to see it happen, especially on the USDCAD and some other major pairs. So today, let's start with the DXY. Let's see what is going to happen for next week. What are we anticipating? So last week, we noticed that we have this down candle last week. We have this down candle last week, and it took out this particular high before the down candle occurred. So it's the beginning of a new month, which is very cool. I'm viewing this on the daily charts. So if I go to weekly charts, I'm going to be doing some kind of top-down analysis today. All right, it's very important that I do that today. So you're going to notice that we have this kind of void here. If I go to trading view, you're going to see it better. So we have this kind of void here. In trading view, it's kind of a space, like a gap. All right, but with this broker, we don't see the gap here. So, you know, there used to be differences. So, but that's why you have to use multiple source for your analysis. So, and the markets tried to fill in that gap and rejected. So it rejected on this particular last candle, which is very good. So what are we anticipating? Now we are going to be looking for the continuation of this down movement. We are going to be looking for the continuation of this down movement. Even if it goes up back to take out this high, is still valid. All right, it's still valid, except when we see otherwise. If we see the commercials, you know, buying, and we will know that okay, we are no more buying again, then we're going to change our direction. But for now, we are still bearish. All right, for now we are still bearish. So so we are going to be looking for the continuation of this down movement, and if we're able to close below this, our target is going to be here. Our target is going to be here, but I mark this as the first target, you understand, but this will be the last target if we're able to close below this particular liquidity here. So we are going to be watching out for these areas. You know, these daily charts, we are going to be watching out for these areas. So we are just looking, we are anticipating for the continuation of this, and if this continues, it's going to be very great for us. And even if we check the seasonals is also saying the same thing, that the first week of July, you know, we are going to be bearish on the DXY, you know. So so I think we started it. So I want to see the continuation. So even if the markets take out this particular high, it doesn't mean that setup is void and you don't have to be scared. All right, you don't have to be scared. So we are still going down. As long as the commercials are selling, we are still going down. So if the commercials are no more selling, I'm going to inform us, and we are going to change our direction immediately. So but for now, this is what we are doing. So if I go back to the 4-hour, so we see that on the 4-hour, we close below this particular candle, which is very good, you know, closing below this candle. So we'll be expecting just little retracement if we have it. So then we'll be looking at continuing this movement in order to close the liquidity below this low here. And then afterwards, we'll be looking to fill in this void up to this particular area. So if we're able to close below this low, we might be having just a swing, you know, a lower lows and lower highs until we close all this gap and, you know, up to this area. Then from here, we are going to be watching out what is going to happen next. But for now, this is what we are looking at. So we want this to defend the price. All right, all these particular up candles, we want it to defend the price. So the price should be making lower lows. All right, so even if it doesn't for now, taking out this high, it doesn't mean that our setup is void, but we really want this to defend this particular area so that the price will be moving down more. So even when we see this, a retracement a little bit is a chance for us to sell more. So that's the analysis on, I don't need to go to 1 hour. So you should get this right and you should be able to make a setup out of this. Let's go to EURUSD next. EURUSD has a very, very good setup, a very good setup. I also bought EURUSD last week. I bought a lot of pairs last week because if you remember our last analysis, I said we are going to be buying, we are going to be bullish, you know, I said that. So, and if you check the weekly analysis now, you're going to notice that we have this particular candle defending the price. The DXY, we have a very, very fantastic setup here. I'm coming, let me check this. Don't mind me, I have all the pairs. So I analyze everything, but I don't trade everything. All right, you're gonna notice that we have similar setup here on the DXY. So likewise on EURUSD, we haven't the opposites, but similar. You can say similar, but the opposite. So what are we going to be looking at on the opposite? So we have seen that this particular last candle is defending the price here, and we are also in this particular last candle here. So we want this to also defend the price. So the price will be going up. So that is our anticipation. We don't want it to take out this low. Even if it take out this low, it doesn't mean that it's going to be bearish. It can be just a turtle soup, all right? It can be a turtle soup and you know, continue its up movement. We have a lot of liquidity above this high. So so that's from the weekly TF. And if you know what the weekly is doing, you should be able to make your setup a very, very good one. You should be able to make your setup a very good one since you know the direction. Let's go to daily. So the daily has given us a very nice setup here. You know, we bought below this low here. So this is a very nice buy setup. So we want to see the continuation. All right. So even if we have a lower low, as long as we are not closing below this low, we are good. If all this place is defending the price, we are good, you know. So we can have a very pretty funny stuff maybe next this coming week, maybe the price coming down to take out this particular low again into this particular bullish candle, bullish order block. It's also nice, you know, it's also nice. So it's a very good setup. All right, it's going to be a very good setup. So we are still looking at being bullish on EURUSD because we noticed that we are in bullish order flow. As you can see, the price have been moving higher highs and higher lows, and the other bullish order block are defending the price. So, and other bullish PDRs are defending the price. So even when we have this taking out this low into this particular bullish order block on the daily time frame, doesn't mean we are still bullish. And if it doesn't take it out, we are still bullish. So we are going to be anticipating on taking out this high. If we're able to take out this high, our target should be this area. So we're going to be anticipating to take out this to fill in this void and you know, reaching out for this particular area. This should be our first target. This area here, sorry, this area here will be our first target because that's the back. So this would be our first target. You might not know the reason why, but that's going to be the first target. Then this area here. So you're going to notice that sometimes the price will be moving and it's going to stop in the middle of nowhere and reject and reject. So you'll be like, what happened? So a lot of things do happen. So this is going to be our first target, and later we'll be anticipating for all this, then maybe taking out all these defensive movements here, taking it out. So but this is going to be our first target for now. So for now we are still going to be bullish on EURUSD. We noticed that EURUSD didn't move much on Friday, you know, doesn't move much on Friday when we had the NFP, but our setup is still valid. It's still valid, so we are still going to be bullish. But if you notice now, you notice that the last buyers here, there's a lot of volume here. You understand? That is why you see that the price got there, rejected, then came back again, enter the area again. So we are still in this particular high volume area. So this place has a lot of volume. So that's why the market is vibrating around here and is not able to close above this, unlike GBPUSD that was able to close above this high. So EURUSD wasn't able to close above this high. Assuming it's closed above this high, we'll be looking at this particular area here defending the price. So we'll be pushing the price up. We'll be anticipating on the price going, making higher highs and higher lows. But right now, this place is not yet closed. So we can't really say if the price will continue higher or maybe come down again to take out this low. So we are going to be very, very careful on EURUSD because it might take out this high on Monday, then that will be very good. Then we'll be looking at this place defending the price. But if it rejected on Monday, coming down to lower price, we'll be looking at it taking out this particular low again. Then after then, we'll be looking at buying below this low. So that's our analysis on EURUSD. You're going to notice that EURUSD is not as clean as other pair right now. The kind of setup we have in there is not as clean as other pair, but let's just wait for what is going to happen on Monday. All right, let's wait for what is going to happen. We are having two areas. Is either we have this closing above this high, then rejecting, then we'll be looking at buying around this particular bullish order block here. You can see this particular red candle here. We are going to be looking at buying around there. And if it doesn't do that, if it just rejected around here, so we'll be looking at buying below this low. So that's our two areas. The same kind of setup on GBPUSD, very, very nice setup on GBPUSD. So you'll notice that we have liquidity, a lot of liquidity above this eye, a lot of trust is being placed above this eye on the weekly time frame. So if peradventure our analysis goes as we anticipated, we want to see this eye gets taken out. But if you look at the setup on EURGBP, it might and it might not, but we really want to see it happen. They might create an high and leave it for maybe a very long time. It doesn't mean that they want to take it immediately. If they create a liquidity, they can leave it, they can take it out immediately, and they might leave it, for the future. But currently, we know that we have a lot of liquidity above this high, and we are anticipating that the price should reach there. But EURGBP might just change the direction if it has a lot of strength more than the dollar index. So it might change the direction. I'm going to show us the EURGBP setup so that we're going to understand what is happening on GBPUSD. But let's go to the daily time frame first. So this took out the last month's low, which is also very, very nice, the beginning of the month. So it took out the last month low. I was able to make some buy around here. So, and I took a lot of profit around. So that's very nice. And we are looking at the price making higher highs again, but everything depends on what EURGBP is going to do. So we'll be watching EURGBP very, very closely for next week and other. Let's quickly go to the EURGBP so that we'll just clear that once and for all. All right, so this is EURGBP. So on the weekly time frame, we are going to notice that we have a lot of pins around here. So it's been a while we have that kind of pins. If you go back, so you see a lot of pins, rejection, 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 rejection. You don't even know if it's going to reject up or it's going to reject down. So just consolidation, all right, for a very, very long time, for a very long time. How many months? Up to like 3 months now, even more than that, if you are counting it from here. So this is saying a lot of things, all right? So if EURGBP continues selling, we are going to have the GBPUSD taking out those highs that we mentioned. So, but if it doesn't, if it continues making higher highs and not selling, it will be very difficult for GBPUSD to take out those highs. To be very, very difficult. But if you have EURGBP selling, I think GBPUSD will be able to make it to those equal highs. So that's the analysis on GBPUSD. On EURGBP, but EURGBP is kind of rough now, so I'm not going to be trading it because this is very rough. Just taking the liquidity above the high, taking liquidity below the low. So that's just how the thing is being traded for now. But it's very good for other analysis. For USD card is very, very good. It gave us a very nice profit. And I also send the chart, the analysis, in the group for anyone that is interested. So we're able to pinpoint the high. We also have the video on YouTube. You can also watch that on how we took the trade around here. So the trade was very, very nice, very simple. We have the order block around here. So the market respected the order block. So the market respected. It doesn't mean if you are taking the high or the lows, or you're not taking the high. Sometimes I mark the body, sometimes I mark it with the high. I know we have rejection around here. I know we have an old high around here. So it's just the way I want my thing. It doesn't mean if you want it as somebody else, you can just, do your thing in your own way. It doesn't mean that. It doesn't mean that you're hurting anyone. So now, back to the class. So we have the price respected the order block around here, which is very, very cool. And it rejected over how many pips? Took it from here. This is over 135 pips. I took my first profit around 85 pips or something like that. You're going to check the video. So I took my first profit, then the second one around here, then I closed for the day. So that was on Friday, which is very, very nice. So what are we looking at? We are looking at the price retracing. This is 4 hour. So we are looking at the price retracing. Then for this bearishness to continue, we want that to really happen. So if that really happens, we're going to have a nice setup, and we are going to be looking at this area for the targets. We are going to be looking at this area for the targets. So if we're able to have a rejection around here, so we'll be looking at this place to be defending the price, so that we are also going to be bearish, because if the DXY is bearish, there is probability that USD will be bearish. Not every time, but there is probability that USD will be bearish. All right. We also have some conditions that if USD is bearish, DXY will be bullish, and if DXY is bullish, USD will be bearish. All right. We also have some other conditions like that, but in this scenario, let's just say we have symmetrical charts between USD and DXY. So this will happen, except if it is non-symmetrical. Now let's go to NZDUSD. For NZDUSD, it's having the same kind of setup with the rest of the majors. So we have the price taking out this particular low here, and it's rejected, which is very, very nice. Rejected, which is very nice. You can see that it's rejected around here and stopping around here. So we want the price to continue making higher highs. So we'll be looking at this particular high as our first target. We'll be looking at this particular highs as our first target. We're having a pretty very simple setup for next week. So you should be able to make some pips for next week trade, because I think we're having a very simple setup. So, and we also have the AUDUSD taking out the low. You should understand the relationship between NZDUSD and AUDUSD. So if you see me marking this, you should understand the relationship. Now, so we have AUDUSD taking out this particular low, and we are also anticipating for it making higher highs to continue pushing higher, so that we are going to take out this high. So this will be our first target here. This is going to be our first target here. So until we get to another PD array. So this is going to be our first target here. We'll be looking at the price making higher high on AUDUSD. So if we have, let me go to 4 hour. So we'll be looking at this area defending the price. So the price should be pushing up and looking higher highs. So that's that on AUDUSD. Let's quickly go to gold. On gold, I don't really have much to say, because we have something very, very nice there, because the market took out this particular lows around here. So, and it respected the high of this particular order block, and it's pushed higher. So the markets have closed around here. So we are anticipating for this to defend the price so that the price will be making higher high. That is what we are having here. But I don't really trust this setup. What I'm saying on good, I don't really trust it for now. I don't really trust it. So but according to what I'm seeing, that is my anticipation, just my opinion. That's just my opinion. So, but I don't really trust that, unlike other peers. So for now, just let me give you guys a bonus. The bonus is going to be GBPNZD. We are going to be buying GBPNZD for next week. So don't be surprised. So we are going to be buying this. Don't trust this. Don't trust this thing because you are going to notice that it's rejected around here. If you go to trading view, you are not going to see any rejection here. So we have all these broker doing different kind of things. Okay, so you're going to have a nice buy on GBPUSD for next week. A nice buy on GBPNZD rather for next week. So that's a bonus if you can make your setup and make your money. So that is that on that. And if you have, so that is done. That that is I'm going to see you guys next week. If you have any question, you can raise your hand